Today we need to get into Weverse and a live stream that happened and why people are so excited about that. That it apparently confirmed a dating thing. We also have people saying and talking about Jimin's orientation amidst the dating rumor that he is currently in. And then we have an interview revealing everything about an actor. Say Dumplings is David a hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Make sure you join us fangirling on Patreon with some free content on Saturdays now. Let's go. There was an actor recently that talked about their love with BTS, and people have been very excited about this. So we need to talk about what's going on with that and what that actor said and everything. This actor was in the movie called Fall Guys with Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, and I believe he is pretty big in Marvel as well, as he was in Wakanda, I think. He recently did an interview to promote Fall Guys, and he talked about his love of BTS specifically. When the interviewer asked what type of music he likes to listen to as he is preparing for a role, he answered that he recently has been very into listening to BTS's music. It wasn't long after that did all of Twitter blow up, and people started talking about that. And many people start tweeting at him, asking him what his favorite BTS song is, what his favorite member, and what favorite variety show he might watch of BTS. He answered all of those questions in detail, and he wasn't just answering the favorite song like the hits. He was talking about songs that a lot of people had to have bought or listened to the album in order to know. So it just wasn't like Dynamite or Butter. It was actually songs that were in Cypher, songs that the solo members were doing, and all of that. And he said his favorite members actually RM and Jin. And he even talked about how he would watch Run BTS. This is the members' variety show if you're unaware, because there very much could be people who aren't aware, as the show hasn't been on and has been on a hiatus for a little bit now. However, he had talked about which was his favorite episode, and he talked about how he had already seen 1/4 of the variety shows. He has not seen all of them though. These are things that he would definitely have to know without Googling. Like, these are going to be very difficult things to just get from Google. He would at the very least have to at least sit down for an hour and watch some of these things in order to be somewhat knowledgeable in what he's talking about. So people have come to the conclusion that he is a real fan and that he loves the boys. Now, actors being big fans of anything is not rare to see, whereas singers and other people who may have to constantly put out things, you'll tend to see that they don't tend to keep up with what's going on in the world as much. And it's just because they don't have time to. Actors are very busy, of course, but they're only busy for the duration of when the movie or the show is coming out. After the movie or the show is out, and unless they are booking again, there's nothing really happening, and they go through these long periods of silence where nothing's happening. Then when something happens, it happens all at once. And it's a lot. So in those silent periods, and those silent periods could be anywhere from weeks, months to years, they would obviously have some time to sit there and binge watch. So I'm not surprised that he is a big fan of BTS. This interview was great and definitely reveals a lot about this specific actor, and I think everyone has been really happy and excited about that. I'm very curious about what a lot of people have sort of been watching and interacting with lately. Of course, there are channels that do BTS news like mine, but aside from that, what is everyone watching and keeping themselves busy with? I'm very curious to know about that. There's been a lot of content that has come out recently where we get to see the members resurface and re-talk about. Specifically, there was a live stream that had come out that had a lot of people talking. This was a live stream that happened not too long ago, but definitely before BTS members had all enlisted. This was during when JK had a live stream, and RM actually decided to join the stream and leave a bunch of really cute comments. Now, if you're not aware of how comments work on the live stream, this is very different from any other platform, which I think is a pretty cool feature that should be added in a lot of other platforms. Basically, anyone who is a member of the platform Weverse and knows the boys or whatever it is, when they leave a comment during the live stream, that actually gets highlighted and it's in bold and anyone can see it. During a live stream, a lot is happening. The comments are scrolling very fast. So something that is easy for the members to have and easy to interact with, and for people who are live streaming to see and get priority over people that they know. This would be a good feature to have, to kind of bump those comments and put them in bold or at the top. So that's exactly what the platform does now. And when RM decided to leave a comment and basically say that he wishes to date Jungkook, that was very cute, and the community had a good laugh about that. Of course, RM was just trying to be cute and funny, and he was just trying to act like what a lot of people who comment on the live stream say. And a lot of people tend to want to ask the members to marry them. This, I think, was absolutely funny, and I think the community loved this sort of role playing. But I think it's interesting because I don't know if a lot of people are doing this on purpose and they're aware of what they're doing, or if they're genuinely this clueless. But a lot of people genuinely now think that the two are dating because of this. And obviously the two are not dating, and this was just a cute little joke that they kind of did. I think this is like one of those things where people kind of tease each other, especially guys. This is sort of like those things where if a friend gets called a really good thing and then everyone starts teasing them about that good thing. So let's say the teacher is like loving them or whatever, then you might start being like, oh, you're a teacher's pet, and you might call your friend that or whatever. And it's a sort of teasing thing rather than a true thing. So that's something very important to keep in mind, is that jokes and stuff exist, and they're not even really joking to publicly joke or like for the people to know. They're just joking with each other. And you have to understand that the boys have been on camera since they were very, very young. And that is their life. Like, they're aware that even if they privately text something, that it will probably get leaked at one point. So at this point, their whole life, they're probably just posting and expecting other people to see it. Even the private conversations, if that makes sense. So even if they're teasing each other or treating each other in a goofy way privately, they expect that that's going to get publicly seen. So in public, they probably don't mind acting that way, which is why they're teasing each other publicly. Whereas you might see people who aren't that close, or people who aren't very used to being in public, might not do something like this. Now, amidst the current dating rumor with Jimin, I found that there was a lot of stuff that was very confusing to a lot of people. Just a quick recap if you're unaware, Jimin was rumored to be dating Song Dae-eun. This was taken to a whole other level, as so many people called her an attention-seeking blank. And so a lot of people called her awful things. There were so many posts of people saying that she's a pathological liar, or she is all those awful things. And the reason why they use pathological liar is because this was debunked in 2021. And I think that that is so silly. Of course, I don't think the two are dating, but if the two were dating, we would never know. It happens so many times where someone, like a couple years ago, might say, oh, I see this person as a brother, or I see them as a friend, or whatever, and the next thing you know, they're dating. Like, that's happened so much. And for that to be the evidence that they're not dating is because in 2021 it was disproven. It doesn't make any sense to me, because they could be dating now. Again, I don't think that they're dating. I honestly couldn't care if they're dating or not, and so I'm just going to leave it as whatever comes out, comes out. But I don't think they're dating, but if they are, great, yay. But amidst all this, apparently Jimin has been ridiculed as well, which is very, very interesting to me. Because typically in the past, a lot of idols who do come out and admit dating, and typically if it's more of a heterosexual relationship, the woman would get hate, and it's just the woman. A lot of people have been calling Jimin gay, and not in a good way. It's fine and totally acceptable if he is, but in a way that they're using it is to mock him. People were saying, oh, I guess he's not gay anymore. He's dating this girl, when the fact is that the girl hasn't even been proven to be dating him. So this is clearly said in a mocking way. Now, a lot of people will even fight the rumor to say like, oh, this isn't even true because Jimin is gay and that's why he can't be dating this actress. That's also kind of a bit odd to me. The rumor of his orientation has come from the fact that he is a bit more feminine, has a lot more feminine features, and the way he dances or moves is seen in a little bit more of a feminine way. But the actual orientation has never been confirmed, nor has there ever been a true statement. If anything, the only members that have sort of even played into or leaned into any LGBT themes is JK. I think a lot of people tend to assume that Jimin might be on the more gay side, probably because of the way he acts. However, I don't necessarily like that, because there are plenty, and I mean plenty of straight men who act a bit more feminine or might act in a way that you wouldn't assume is gay. And a lot of these posts are sort of forcing him to come out, or sort of making the judgment for him to come out. And I don't necessarily like that, because I don't think that that is true. I think that people assuming that he is of a certain orientation doesn't make sense, because he hasn't shown any interest in anything romantic, really. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks, just love it, comment right here. Love you, bye.